wasting any time at all. Jeff and Billy determined to come back in here and get even in this second fall. They are one fall down to the rock and roll RPMs. Tommy Lane in there now against Jeff Jarrett. A snap suplex. Jeff Jarrett hits hard on his back. Tommy Lane quickly to his feet to the corner, and the tag on his partner Mike Davis. Davis with a body slam on Jeff and a cover. They picked him up on the hair.
He's feeling a little too aggressive. They ended up winning that first fall in there. Had quite a Donnybrook following that. Yep. RPMs are back, no question about that. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis down a fall, and our time is running out as Tommy Lane slams Jeff's head right into the elbow of Mike Davis. Mike takes the tag and is through the ropes with Jeff. Big high foot right up in the face puts Jeff down on his back, and another tag to Tommy Lane.
Billy Travis leading the cheers in the corner. You can hear the crowd clapping. That's for Jeff. He hooks it down. 1, 2. He got it. This one's all evened up. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis get a victory in 1 minute, 10 seconds over Mike Davis and Tommy Lane, the rock and roll RPM.
Boy, now there, Dave, just goes to show you, it's not just youngsters, but even guys that have been around like the RPM can get too confident and too complacent about they won the first fall, having a good second fall going, and as they came rolling out there, situation was he simply crabbed him down into that small package, and that was the end of that. Mike Davis, Tommy Lane lose the second fall. It's 1 fall apiece. We're going to check our time. Be back in a moment. I love it. I wish we just had more time. We got 2 falls out of the match with the RPMs and Jeff and Billy, but we're out of time now, Dave.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it ends up as a draw officially. That's the way it's going to go in the record books. You know, the draw just does not demonstrate the action that was involved in that particular match here today.
Really, I'll tell you what. Maybe we'll get a break and have that rebooked here someday. We'll
I hope
talk to
so.
Eddie about that and see if we can. We're out of time right now. Hope maybe you'll make it a point to join us again next week. So let me say for Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Lance Russell has taken the day off today, and joining me here is someone who I think you've probably seen before on Championship Wrestling. Big Jack Eaton will be here. And Jack, we got a terrific Championship Wrestling card coming up.
Now, I can't take Lance's place, Dave. I'll just sit in here and try to fill his, but no, nobody can take Lance's place, and boy, do we have a program for you today. How about this? The Rock and Roll RPM, along with Rocky Johnson, the Nasty Boys. The Nasty Boys. Yeah. The Commission, Jarrett and Travis, and who knows who else may stop by.
Oh, I tell you, great matches coming up. We're going to get them all in. We better start right now. We'll be back with Championship Wrestling in just a moment.
Get him out of there.
Mike Davis and Tommy Lane from Atlanta versus Greg Jones and David Wilson. They are from Arkansas.
Dave, this looks like it's got to be pretty evenly matched bout up here.
I tell you, the Rock and Roll RPMs do have to go in as a favorite, though, out of Atlanta, Georgia. They are tough guys. Mike Davis and Tommy Lane, tough bunch. Going against a couple of youngsters. We are underway with this match. 1 fall, 15 minutes, the overall time limit on it. Tommy Lane is starting for Rock and Roll RPM. Greg Jones and David Wilson. Now not off to a very good start. Tommy Lane over to the corner, makes a tag on Mike Davis. Mike Davis with a cover. Whoa, he picked him up with a hair. I don't know if he could have gotten a 3 count or not. Early in the match, even though he's wrestling a youngster, he's still fresh, but Mike Davis elected not to go for the pin. Tommy Lane comes in after the tag. Jack, that can cost you. We've seen people lose matches by doing that sort of thing.
Suplex and 1, 2.
Picked him up again.
Yeah.
Tommy Lane doing the same thing. Rock and roll RPMs obviously are just determined to inflict a little punishment here on David Wilson and Greg Jones. That kick. Mike Davis with a demonstration here. Tommy Lane back in. Rock and roll is back, says Mike Davis. Well, I tell you, from what we're seeing right now, I don't have any doubts about that. But remember, you're going against a very young team, Mike Davis. Greg back up on his feet slowly. Mike Davis with a vicious knee lift, popped him right back down to the mat. Rock and roll RPMs keeping a fresh man in there. Boy, they're not staying in more than 15, 20 seconds, and they're right back to the corner making the tag. Crowd wanting Greg and David to get a tag together. Boy, they need it. Tommy Lane makes the tag. Here's Mike Davis coming back. Boy. Jack, so far, this was just all rock and roll.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a better match than this. I'll tell you, this poor devil, I think he made a mistake getting in the ring. They are all over. Oh, wow.
Greg and David just really have been battered here by rock and roll RPM. Look at that move. There's a cover. This might be it. Count is 1, 2. If he doesn't pick him up, he's got him. Count is 3. 2 minutes, 32 seconds to time. And a celebration for Mike Davis and Tommy Lane, the rock and roll RPM, as they have themselves a victory. Greg Jones and David Wilson, a couple of young guys, and well, you know, it's a tough way to learn. That's the way you get experience.
It is a tough way to learn. I'll go along with that.
They're kind of helping each other out of there right now. Well, wait a minute here.